I'm going to demonstrate partial fractions now with a very simple one. Simple is best to start with. The first thing to do is look at this denominator. Nothing really interesting about the numerator, but the denominator can be factored. Let's do that right now. Hope that you see easily that this is x minus 5 times x plus 1. If I FOIL it, x squared minus 5x plus x is minus 4x, minus 5 times 1 is minus 5. To do partial fractions, I'm now going to take each one of these factors and write it as a separate denominator. X minus 5, x plus 1. The question is, what is the numerator? No, the numerator is not 1 plus 1. Well, it could be, but it's not here. So I'm going to be solving for that, a and b. Likely those are different numbers. What I have to do to get going on this is I have to now, just like you did with rational equations back in 097 or wherever you learned it, I need to make all my denominators the same. What's missing in this one is, bad pen, x plus 1. What's missing in this one is x minus 5. Should have given me more room. If I multiplied these through together, I'll have the same denominator as over here. But if I do it on the bottom, have to do it on the top. So it becomes x plus 1 here and x minus 5 here. Now I have my numerators the same. I mean my denominators are now the same. Now I can write this equation straight across. As you remember from previous classes, you just basically multiply this equation through by the denominator to get rid of it. When I do that, I get 2 is equal to x plus 1 times a plus x minus 5 times b. I can rewrite or just get rid of the parentheses. 2 is equal to ax plus a plus bx minus 5b. And I'm now going to write this. I only have a 2 over here. I don't have an x term. I'm going to now write it as 0x plus 2 is equal to a plus b times x plus a minus 5b. A plus b then has to equal 0. A minus 5b then has to equal 2. And so I write up my system of equations that way. I have a minus 5b equals 2 and a plus b equals 0. There's my system. Now I'm going to solve it. Why not just use substitution? It's pretty easy here. I'm going to say this gives me that a is equal to negative b. So I'm going to put negative b in here in this first equation where I see a. That tells me that minus b minus 5b is equal to 2. Minus b minus 5b is minus 6b equals 2. So b is equal to 2 over minus 6, which is negative 1/3. That means that this b here is negative 1/3. But remember from this equation here that a plus b equals 0. If b is minus 1/3, a has to be positive 1/3. I'm going to do that there. I'm going to erase all of this now and write my answer. So 2 over x squared minus 4x minus 5 is equal to 1/3 over x minus 5 minus 1/3, just moving the negative down in front, over x plus 1. That's my answer. It'd be nice if I could check it. I'm going to check it the same way I started out. Here, what's missing in my denominator is x plus 1. And I'll be multiplying that on the top as well. What's missing over here is x minus 5. I'll be multiplying that on the top as well. Clearing my fractions, I get 2 is equal to 1/3 x plus 1/3 minus 1/3 x minus 5/3 plus, because that minus and that minus. Well, the 1/3 x and the minus 1/3 x wipe out. 1/3 plus 5/3 is equal to 6/3, which is equal to 2.